never be the same again.
Cate is a Welsh musician, producer, singer and songwriter. She sings in Welsh and in English. Her career has spanned from 2007 and is still going. She has had 6 solo albums and 2 collaboration albums with a guy called Tim Presley under the name of Drinks. Hi, my name's Dan. So this was Cate Le Bon's 5th album. It's my first encounter with her. So I'm not sure if I've ever heard any of her stuff before. I certainly don't remember having done so. I struggle a little bit to describe this, but maybe we can put it down as experimental pop or avant pop, which is a sort of cross between the idea of avant-garde and pop. It means the same thing, really, I think. So basically, musically, well, harmonically, it's fairly straightforward generally. Not always, but it's the structures and the arrangements that are quite unusual at times. It sometimes kind of has a feel of like early Talking Heads stuff, but maybe pushing it even further. And it kind of, I would also say, it kind of somehow feels to me like late 80s, early 90s experimental stuff. But again, I couldn't really put my finger on why that is. So there are a few particular things that she does that I've noticed. One of them is to have kind of a series of notes or sounds at different places in the rhythm, a bit like funk does, in the sense of having, a little bit that's played in that particular gap. So it's a bit like give the instruction to the saxophonist, you're going to play a C note every 2 bars at this point, interleaved with other stuff. She also has a tendency to use chords that I would say are lower in the register than is normal, so they sound a little bit odd. And also sometimes the speeds and the rhythms seem a bit awkward, just because they're just not what you'd normally expect. So sometimes slower, and sometimes the drumming just sounds a bit kind of hesitant, or as if it's been programmed but not programmed particularly well, which is, I'm not selling it a great deal. It's just all these little things add up to give it a feel of being slightly off-center and off-kilter. She sings. She's occasionally kind of part talking as well as singing. Her singing is fine. In fact, it's quite a nice voice. It's quite gentle, which, combining with the kind of off-center feel, is quite an interesting combination. Nice singing. I think I said that already. The lyrics are particularly surreal at times. Again, this is kind of normal for experimental end of pop. I think a couple of my favourites are Take Your Cake Out of My Face and Born With No Lips, Drip, 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 which is from the song Magnificent Gestures, which is probably my favourite song on the album. The whole thing is kind of got a little bit of a Kate Bush feel to it, I would say, but only a slight amount. So it's unusual. It might not be everybody's taste. I wouldn't say I absolutely raved over it, but I reasonably liked it. It wasn't too bad. And I'd love to know what you think, and especially if this is an old favourite of yours and you're really into Cate Le Bon, I'd love to hear what it is that really attracts you to her music. Anyway, that's it from me for now.